Welcome to Bald Eagles and Big Opinions. Here with my co-host, Tommy.
What's up?
It's the fall of 1919. The Great War has ended, and the United States Senate is debating whether to ratify the Treaty of Versailles, which includes President Woodrow Wilson's proposal for a League of Nations. Senators have split into three main groups: those who support the treaty, those who want to change it, and those who reject it completely. Joining me today to explore each position are Senator Sophie, a progressive internationalist who supports the treaty; Senator Howard, a reservationist who wants to modify it; and Senator Michael, one of the irreconcilables who opposes it outright. Let's begin our debate. Senator Sophie, you and your fellow progressive internationalists believe the United States should support the treaty as written. Why?
Thank you, Michaela. Internationalists believe that the United States should support international treaties to promote global cooperation, peace, and justice. They argue that relying on multilateral collaboration through international organizations and law is essential for addressing transitional challenges that individual nations cannot solve alone, such as climate change, human rights abuses, and economic inequality. World War I resulted in 20 million deaths and 21 wounded, highlighting the immense human cost of conflicts and underscoring the need for peacekeeping.
Senator Allen, you and your colleagues agree that America should stay involved in world affairs, but you oppose the treaty in its current form. Why?
We're not opposed. We're not against peace, Thomas. We're for protecting American democracy. Article 10 of the treaty states that members of the League must defend each other's borders. That means the League could send U.S. troops to fight without Congress's approval. That's unconstitutional. Article 10 sets out the plans for the new collective security arrangements, which demand that all states would respect the territorial integrity of the borders drawn at Versailles. This would be enforced by the League of Nations through military action of other countries. Senator Henry Cabot Lodge's opinion is to, quote, "Let us try to develop international law. Let us associate ourselves with the other nations for these purposes, but let us remain in our own hands and in our own control the lives of the youth of the land. Let no American be sent into battle except by the constituted authorities of his own country and by the will of the people of the United States. We want a treaty that keeps American engaged but respects our sovereignty. Modify Article 10, reaffirm Congress's authority to declare war, and then maybe we'll sign." Senator Irvin L. Linrue said in November of 1919, "If partisanship be forgotten and only Americanism remembered, we can agree upon a reservation to this article. But now so dangerous to the cause of true liberty, so destructive of American ideals and principles. I care not what form the reservation is made, so long it does not obligate us to engage in war irrespective of the justice of the cause."
Very well, Senator Allen. Oh. Very well. Now, Senator Michael, your group, the irreconcilables, believe the United States should reject the treaty entirely. Why?
Because, Michaela, Europe's problems are not America's problems. For centuries, this continent has been mired in wars, rivalries, and old grudges. If we join the League, we'll be drawn into those endless disputes.
Amen.
We've already witnessed labor under arrest in this country, and the risk of the Red Menace will only increase unless we cut ourselves from its home base. Europe. We fought to make our world safe for democracy, but now we must make America safe for Americans. Our soldiers did their duty. It's time to bring them home and focus on our own nation. Thereupon, the League of Nations undertakes to intervene and then render a decision. Thereupon, it is ordered that United States shall apply economic pressure that shall cease to ship goods to either country. Then trains begin to roll, and our troops begin to leave their jobs, their farms, their families. And suddenly, Americans are dying for a fight they have no interest in. The League of Nations is a beautiful idea, but a dangerous one. We must reject it completely. Amen, brother.
Thank you, senators. Now, let's fast forward more than a century. Looking back from today's perspective, historians often ask, which option would have been best for the United States and the world? Let's hear your reflections and see if we can reach a consensus.
Without the U.S. leadership, the world was lacking a powerful force for peace. Then another war erupted. The U.S. rejection of the League of Nations significantly weakened the organization's effectiveness and encouraged aggression.
What?
That may be true, but even today, America must balance international cooperation with national independence. This idea of checks and balances, even in foreign policy, remains vital. NATO demonstrates checks and balances through consensus-based decision-making, which prevents any single member from dominating. Its separation of political and military authority, multinational command structure, rotating leadership roles, and shared budget oversight ensure cooperation, transparency, and limit on power. These mechanisms collectively maintain balance among diverse member states while promoting unity, accountability, and effective collective security.
I'd argue that our independence allowed us to stay strong in the 1920s and 1930s. And when that time came, we entered World War II on our own terms. Isolation wasn't weakness, it was preparation. America's insistence on staying neutral had tribute to the war in 1812 and the Great War, as they did not have relations to any countries to help them. We had sufficient domestic market supply.
All powerful points, but now, as a group, let's reach a consensus. Looking back, which approach do we think was best for America and what was best for the world?
Can we get a drum roll, please?
As a team, we all agree on one option, and that is Senator Allen.
Oh, yes.
Article X argued it could force the U.S. into war without Congress's approval, violating the Constitution. They support international cooperation but want revisions to protect American sovereignty. Senators like Lodge and Lenroot say modifying Article X is the best way to engage globally while keeping war decisions in U.S. hands.
Now, to wrap up this podcast, a little summary. In 1919, the Senate could not agree, and the Treaty of Versailles was rejected. But today, we can look back and reflect on what the choice meant for America's role in the world. Whether through global leadership, cautious engagement, or independence, one thing is clear. The debate over America's place in the world is still alive today. This has been Bald Eagles and Big Opinions, America and the League of Nations then and now. Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your day.
That's unconstitutional.
And I'm gonna